Hello guys, welcome back. So today I am going to be sharing what's in my pantry and fridge in relations to PCOS and hypothyroid, and then of course I'm also going to go over certain things that I want to start incorporating into my diet, but I'm not really sure yet, so come along. So right now we are in my pantry. Sorry, the laundry. If you do hear that going on, just know that the laundry, we are doing laundry. It is Sunday as I'm filming this. So first thing first, something that I truly really thoroughly enjoy having in my smoothies, it's going to be chia seeds. I bought this whole entire container off of Amazon. It is the 32 ounce, and we like this because it does keep us full. It regulates it helps regulate blood sugar, and it also makes you fuller. And it is also really good to put onto smoothies. So that's why we do have it. The other thing that we also have as well, excuse for the mess, it is pretty messy. I am thinking about switching my vitamins over to a PCOS kind of version, because me and my husband, we do want to have kids. And so I am thinking about converting over to a more like a prenatal vitamin set that is going to be good for egg, to give you good quality eggs. So we are going to do that. However, when I do that, I will be sure to let you guys know. And then of course, we all, because we do drink smoothies, we do also always have protein powder. I know there's been kind of like a controversy going on about protein powder and how they may have a lot of lead. Naturally, we do have lead in our bodies to come from, our vegetables, but just a high level of lead. And so we've been trying to kind of like swap them out. We've been doing vegan ones. And then I also bought a non-vegan one just to kind of try. I've been kind of like used to the vegan protein powder because of the consistency. So when I did try a animal protein powder, I couldn't swallow it. And so I'm going to try it again, just because in that way I want to switch our protein powder up, and that way we also don't have a lot of lead. So again, this is our other one, the one that's not it's grass-fed whey protein. So we're going to try this one. And then we've been kind of, as I mentioned, switching out our vegan protein powder. So, So I did end up buying this one as well. All these are not sponsored. We did buy this with all of our own money, but just want to share it with you guys with what we are doing. Let's see what else is in my pantry. So a lot of our stuff we do have are going to be more of like a zero sugar, or kind of like a different type of sugar. So I wanted to share this. It is more of like a protein, sorry, not protein, but more of like a keto sugar. But it is called Swerve. I know they're kind of a little bit like expensive. However, this is going to be the Swerve. And sometimes, during times that we're baking or that we're using, or that, our recipes call for like sugar, we do use this type of sugar. It is made with allulose, erythritol, and xanthan gum. And that's kind of like it. And it's actually not bad. I've been using this for like several years now. So it's actually not bad at all. And then of course we have our chocolate protein powder, which is this one. Oops, sorry. This one. This is just for us to get additional protein, especially if we feel like we're not getting enough protein. And then I also wanted to share. So here is an item that I bought that I'm trying to learn how to use it, but I'm not really sure yet, so that's why it's just been sitting in my pantry. It is going to be the Miracle Noodles Organic, And this is going to be the fettuccine style. So I'm still trying to figure out how to use this or implement this into my diet. So if you guys know or have any idea, please comment down below. Otherwise, they do give you instructions, but I also have to figure this out. And then what else do we have in my closet? And then we just have like random snacks. So sometimes when my husband, because he works from like hybrid, so sometimes he works from home a lot. And so when he does, and he tends to gravitate towards snacks. And so we have these Nature's Garden organic like trail mix, kind of a little more healthier. So he does take some of these. I do take some of these to work as well sometimes. You know, if I'm like, you know, feeling a little bit more hungry, I will definitely do that. We also have our groons. As I mentioned before, we were doing Bloom green powder, but then we decided to just kind of stick with this and see how it is, and then we may just swap it or switch it up. So for now, we're just gonna be doing groons, and they're actually pretty good. My husband likes it because he has a sweet tooth, and with it being greens, you know, with it being gummies and a healthier version, he definitely do not mind it. All right, so now we are in my fridge. As you can see right behind me, it's my fridge. We're just gonna go over the, you know, again, some basics that most of you guys should already have, and then just, you know, some kind of like alternative or healthier options, you know, in case you're looking for this or you're looking for that. Okay, so obviously we have dressing. Today we went grocery shopping, so I just kind of went and bought a light balsamic vinaigrette. I was gonna make it myself, but last time I made it and it was kind of bad. So today I decided that we are going to buy it, and then I'm gonna try to make it, but in case it doesn't turn out the way that I want it to be, at least I have it back up. For a while I was definitely also using Ken's Simply Vinaigrette, a Greek dressing. I like it. I, you know, usually have a very simple, super tossed, almost kind of like salad that includes like eggs, cucumber, tomatoes, and just kind of like leafy vegetable. Of course, here's my bad food item. This is going to be the cold foam that I do use for my matcha. And again, I mean, it's 7 carbs. If this is the only thing that I'm having, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. This is almost kind of like my treat on top of my matcha. And then if you are an Asian household, it's probably, you know, you probably have soy sauce. We do opt for the 38% less sodium. We don't use it that much, but in case we are ever craving for soy sauce, then we do use this one. This is a Kikkoman brand, and this one has 1 gram of carbs. Peanut butter and jelly. We do also opt for the no added sugar Concord grape jelly in case we're craving for a PB&J. I love PB&J. I grew up with PB&J growing up. I used to, you know, toast it over at my cousin's house next door, and we used to put peanut butter and jelly on it. We used to take like 1 slice of bread and kind of like fold it in half as like a snack. So anyways, that's what this is. And again, it is going to be like, you know, 0 sugar. We also have another version. This is the Crofters Premium Spread. Just another version because I forgot that we had some. So I asked my husband to pick up, and he picked up the other one. And then when I checked the fridge, we have this one. Something that I do, I'm not really sure if I follow any benefits from it yet. However, sea moss gel superfoods, we did it for about maybe 3 months, and this is what it is. And it's supposed to, like, you know, give you like help with pain, managing pain and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. And then, you know, they do have specifics, like for example, this one is the elderberry. It's supposed to help with allergies. Again, I'm not really sure how effective it is because I honestly haven't felt any difference. But I do think that it is always, you know, a good thing to implement healthy things into your diet. And then the other thing that I do like to also mention, that we do have a Sparkling tea with adaptogen, Junie, from, what is his name? I forgot his name. But he's very popular. Him and his wife, they did this this drink, and so I actually really like it. So I have this as well, in case I'm ever craving for something sweet. And then of course the next thing that I do have is gonna be eggs right here. This is our pack of eggs. We eat lots of eggs, so we bought 2 cartons of 18s, and then we still also have a like maybe like a half carton left. We do eat a lot of it. We eat it in the morning, and sometimes we're lazy, we may just kind of make it with like like for dinner, or put it over, make it like scramble and put over our like our dinner if we're wanting more protein. We also have just some meat because we went to H Mart yesterday, so we just have some meat here. We also have a few of the blooms, which we do definitely drink when we are kind of like needing like sugar, and again, we're not limiting ourselves. And then of course, I'll put this down. We also have Chobani yogurt, 0 sugar. So I've been trying to figure out a way how to implement this into my smoothies, so that way we're not always drinking vegan protein powder. But I haven't gotten a chance to actually add it in and see. I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, to put into my smoothie, because I'm a very like routine, consistent person. So if I found like a recipe that fits my taste bud and I like it, then change is kind of like difficult for me. So I do have that I'm trying to implement. However, I haven't yet, so once I do try it, I will be sure to let you guys know how I feel about it. Speaking of smoothies, we also do have flaxseed. We'd also add flaxseed into our smoothie as well. Here's the flaxseed, and again, it is definitely something that's healthier, almost kind of like chia seeds in a little bit. A little bit. And again, that does help keep you full. It does regulate blood sugar, and it also claims to help with blood pressure as well as the chia seeds. Since we made our H Mart stock, we also have a few fermented food. Fermented food is actually really good for you as well, for thyroid and hypothyroidism. For PCOS, sorry. And then of course we have our salads here. This is one of our salad. This is the baby spring mix. So speaking of salad, so obviously I was doing spinach before. However, I was doing some research and found out that sometimes the like raw like kale, spinach, broccoli that's not warmed or cooked up, they may kind of like interfere a little bit with your thyroid, because they have a chemical called goitrogen or something like that, and that impacts and affects your thyroid. So what I've been doing is I just warm up everything, like all of my kale, my spinach, my broccoli. When I eat them, I do use kale and spinach in my smoothie. So what my husband and I have been doing is we have been warming up the kale and the spinach in the microwave for about 1:30, and then we put it back in the freezer on top of ice, and then for like maybe like 10 minutes or so when it's cooled down, and then we'll put it into my smoothie, and that seems to work too. So that's a way for us to get our vegetables in. So that's what we've been doing. And then of course, milk. We have organic coconut milk. We use this the main source of milk for our smoothie. My husband is lactose intolerant. I am lactose, and so we figured coconut milk's probably better, and it also has properties in there that is supposed to be good for you as well. Please do your research so that way you know. And then of course my matcha. There's been like a confusion, or 50-50 good or bad about oat milk, whether it's good for you or not. This is just for my matcha, so maybe a cup a day. Again, I'm not gonna knock myself up for this. However, this is gonna be what I do use for my matcha. And again, it is going to be the unsweetened vanilla. This does have about 9 grams of carbs for every 1 cup. So this is what I do use. All right. And then of course, lastly, we just have lots of vegetables. So, you know, we have broccoli that we use in a stir fry, or maybe just steam it and we just kind of eat it with everything like bagel seasoning. That's what we will use it for. Apples, I love Fiji apples, as you probably mentioned in one of my grocery hauls. So I do always eat like 1 apple a day. Sometimes I do try to eat 2, but that rarely ever happens. It's probably you mainly 1 because I do eat it for lunch. And then of course, you know, onion, cucumber, green beans, our hungry root that we do subscribe to. All the ingredients for that. Welcome back. My battery on my camera was dying, so I do apologize, but I am back now. So we did finish up in my fridge, and then I did just want to kind of show some random things that I do have. Obviously, I do have my matcha. I did buy this one from World Market. That's what I do use. I also use my vanilla sugar-free flavored syrup to add a little bit of drop into my matcha just to make it sweeter in case I do want it to be sweeter. Our other vitamins, we do have again our greens. We have vitamin B12, and we also have vitamin D drop. And then of course we also use, I also eat my woman's multivitamin gummy. And then we have omega. As you guys can see, we have omega, fish oil, turmeric, and then my husband uses the other stuff for him. And then of course on our smoothie side, we have again, and then of course my husband, he's awesome. He does pack all of our vitamins into these like daily containers. So in the morning we just get up, you know, we drink all of our stuff, and then we just take one of these, pour it out, and then be on the go. We do use, this is one of our new collagen peptides, but we do put this into our smoothie as well. This is a new brand that we're trying. We have hemp heart seeds, and we also use Nutrail put into our yogurt. And this has 9 grams of total carbs, and it's about 1/3 cup. That's actually a lot when you put it into your yogurt. And then of course it's just nut granola. So it has sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, coconut, almonds, pecans, erythritol butter, dried blueberries, cinnamon, salt, and monk fruit extract. And it has 0 grams of added sugar, total sugars of 3, and total fiber of 3 grams. So again, you know, if you're craving like granola, it's definitely a really good option as well. And you can get this at Whole Foods, Sprout, Amazon, any healthy place that will sell it. And then last but not least, we have our vanilla protein powder. I'll probably just have you face it. And that it is. That brand is a new brand that we're trying. It's actually not bad. It is the Truvani brand. There's only like 5 ingredients in it. It is kind of pricey, so we did end up buying like a few just to try it out. But we're also testing other protein powders out as well, and just kind of like, you know, having different options from, you know, vegan protein to yogurt, and all that stuff. Oh, I also forgot to tell you guys. So I did buy cottage cheese. I have issues with consistency, and so me and my husband, we did try it. We did try cottage cheese, but we tried it with like fruits, and I'm trying to figure out other ways to eat it, like especially if I don't want to eat it with fruit. So let me just open this up a little bit. So yeah, so we do have my cottage cheese right here. It is low fat, and again, this is a high source of protein, because remember, we always want to focus on protein, which is like we talk a lot about, like, you know, eggs, protein powder, cottage cheese, yogurt. But yeah, so this is the cottage cheese. So if you guys do know other ways that we can eat it, please let me know. I know some people, they put it into their smoothies. I know other people, they eat it, you know, just kind of like a, you know, with fruits. However, I'm trying to figure out a way to eat it besides putting it with fruit. I'm trying to figure out if I can maybe put it into my smoothie and see how that's going to taste like. But I'm kind of scared because I don't know how it's going to blend or mix. So that's why I'm kind of scared of it. So yeah, I also bought some tahini, unsalted tahini, because I was going to make my own dressing for PCOS, but I'm not really sure how to kind of do that. So I'm still in the process of looking for a recipe to make that, because I wanted to just have like a more healthier homemade option for dressing, because we do tend to eat like salad like during the weekdays. It's just so much easier. We don't have to think about it, and it's easy to just eat, you know, especially since we will be at work. And so I did buy that. I haven't used it yet because I'm still kind of figuring out a recipe for that, but that is what I do have in my fridge. Oh, forgot the other thing. And then of course oils. We do have extra virgin olive oil. We do use this a lot to cook, but also just put into like, you know, dressing as well. I have olive oil and balsamic dressing. We also have coconut oil. This is our main like cooking oil. We do use this one. There's also a olive oil that is used for like sauteing and cooking, so we also use that one as well. But we got that one, so we're gonna use up that one, and then we'll go to Costco. They have a really nice bottle that that's olive oil for a pretty good price that you can buy to use it to cook. Hello, so sorry, when I was editing, I wanted to just come in here real quick to just say, remember, we always want to focus on protein, fiber, and then healthy fats. Okay, so therefore a lot of the things that you should have around the house, it should be, you know, again, lots of protein, and then fiber, and then healthy fats. I did forget to mention we do have like nuts and stuff like that as well for us to eat. And then again, if you're feeling like you're craving for like, you know, snacks or food, we do also have skinny popcorn. And so again, I wanted to come in to mention that because again, you know, PCOS and hypothyroidism, they do cause, you know, like cause inflammation. And so any kind of food and things that you want to eat that you should have in your refrigerator should be anti-inflammatory and should keep you full longer. Again, protein, fiber, and healthy fats, and not cause inflammation. And that it should also stabilize your blood sugar. And so that's what you always want to focus on. And then also just, you know, make sure you do drink plenty of water. Back to the video. All right, so that is all that I do have. Thank you for being here with me. Are there any new recipes or anything like that? Or if you have anything you want to share, please drop it down in the comments below. And then I will probably see you guys in my very next video. Bye.